Hey, good morning, everyone. I don't know why I try to sing in the morning. It's like ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Today, we're going to be talking about Thai girls. And we're going to be talking about the fascination of Thai girls, why people are so fascinated with Thai girls, and why many of them are just overwhelmingly beautiful. And I'm going to share some of my experiences, and I hope that you share some of your experiences with Thai ladies, Thai women. And let's make sure we keep it clean, of course. I'm talking about the cultural aspects, the dating aspects, um, the fact that I've been around some of the nicest filthos. I guess that's a good joke. I hope YouTube doesn't pull that one. But it's good to see everybody here for sure. I'm not going to call everybody by name because you guys are all here. I'm going to be talking about some girls that I met recently. I'm going to be talking about some Thai girls that I've met in the past. I'm going to be talking about um, things to look for that I found. And I'm sure many of you have much, much, much more experience with Thai women or with Thai girls than I do. So I will look forward to hearing your stories on that. First, while we give people a chance to roll in, I want to see if there is any impactful news today. Hey, Chris, Roger, good to see you, bud. Or both of you, excuse me. Let's see what we got today. Ooh. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I encourage you guys. I'm not going to go through this stuff because it's like some of it's just depressing. The Yeah, I just want you guys to go through some of these websites that are talking about where Thailand's at now, what they're doing, and how they're handling the situation with getting tourists back into Thailand. Um, Go check some of those websites out and read some of that information. Maybe I'll do another information video tomorrow, and we'll do another deep dive into where things stand because things have changed again from last week, which is usually par for the course. Hey, Steve, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. I very much appreciate it. And so, yeah, Thai girls. Um, the first fascination that I had with any Thai girl was the fact. Good morning, Anon. Hey, Rocco. Hey, Rocco became a channel member. Thanks, bud. The first fascination that I really had with the Thai girl, it just like overwhelmingly beautiful Thai girl, I thought was she spoke about 3 words of English, maybe 4, and I spoke 0 words of Thai. The only thing I knew how to say in Thai was chai. So yes, that's the only word I know. I didn't even know how to say no at the time. Hey Griffin, good morning, sir. Good to see you. That's really all I knew at the time. I met her and we carried on about a month and a half to 2 month relationship. The only reason I left her was because I had to move to Rayong for a job. But it was the most fun, especially in the beginning, because everything you do has to be hand signals and Google Translate. So you kind of got to admit that's a little bit of fun, right? There's a lot of fun to be had for a lot of different reasons when it comes to talking about Thai girls, when it comes to talking about the women of Thailand and just various aspects of how you either stay in a relationship or how you meet a girl. You don't have to necessarily be in a relationship to be fascinated by a Thai girl. You just have to understand that what you're fascinated with. So This particular girl, I was fascinated. She was about 4'11". She was just absolutely gorgeous, and couldn't speak Thai. How well do they understand Italian hand gestures? I don't know, bro. I don't know. But we made it work, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That was girl number one, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. Girl number two was a little bit different in the sense that she could speak some English, but she didn't really. She was one of those people that was so so goofy, right? That just goofy that you wanted to be around. Uh, Tinder, Chris. Um, Girl number two was just so funny, like especially when she couldn't talk to me in English. She was so funny. I would laugh till I cried, and she would try. And then she was one of these rare Thai women because Thai girls they're not really the type to like punch you or do something like that or whatever. She would. And I thought that was just hilarious. I mean, hilarious. We would bust out laughing, and then she would bust out laughing. We'd be in a mall somewhere or something. And she would bust out laughing, and I would bust out laughing. And it was, 2 hours later, we would meet back up and start shopping again. But it was very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Another thing that I find really fascinating about the Thai girl is that they are some of the most understanding, and even if they really don't like you that much, they're still going to be nice as long as you don't push the barrier too far. As long as you don't push the limit, they're going to be nice to you regardless. So if you're a Western man or if you're a foreigner from the West and you come over here to Thailand, sometimes it can be confusing because in the West, we either get dismissed or rejected or approved, right? That's pretty much our three options. Over here, you can get rejected, but it's a very humble rejection, and it's a very nice rejection, and it's confusing to the Western mind at first because you don't really know exactly if you've been rejected or if she's just taking the time to get to know you. It's weird, right? It's really, really weird, and you have to kind of cipher that through your brain. You have to kind of get used to that when they're serious about rejection and when they're not. Something else I found that will play on a foreigner's brain is many times you will be by the Thai girl, you will be initially rejected, only to be accepted at a later date because you didn't give up. Now, you don't want Eric. What's up? Greetings from Key Largo, Florida. Good to see you, bud. You don't want to push the boundary so far that you make the girl. It's a fine line. You don't want to make her mad. You certainly don't want to come over or to come off as, one of my not overzealous, but over. Like you're desperate, needy, clingy. You don't want to come off as that guy. I promise you. Hey, Mike. That's what you definitely don't want to do. But if a little bit of persistence will tell you whether the Thai girl is actually interested in you or not, because many times they're just that shy. Overbearing. Thanks, Mac. Many times they're just shy, and the shyness comes out. It's not that they don't want to meet you or that they don't want to get to know you. They're just scared because you don't speak their language, they don't speak yours, and it makes for an awkward situation that most of them are not used to. So you have to be that guy that's able to smooth everything over. That guy, bro, what's up, man? Good to see you. Anon says being desperate or needy doesn't work with any girl from any. Yeah, I agree. I agree. This, but the way the what am I trying to say? The way the letdown, right? The way the rejection system works over here. In most cases, I'm not talking about if you're like in Pattaya or Phuket or you're down Sukhumvit 22 in Bangkok. That's not. I'm talking about your average girl, Thai girl. It, it it's a it's that it's that is it my pin right? My bin right? My bin right? I think is how I pronounce it. It's that kind of attitude, that easy attitude. Think about the culture of saving face, losing face. Yeah, yeah, and that's another big one over here. Many Thai girls that I've found myself, they won't jump into a relationship with you immediately because they don't want to lose face. They don't want to call you their boyfriend, and then she doesn't want to cause you to lose face. That's also true. She respects the fact that she doesn't want you to lose face, but she also does not want to lose face herself. She doesn't want to say, I got a foreign boyfriend, and then all of a sudden you walk away or find somebody else, and then she doesn't have a foreign boyfriend. That causes her to lose face. Never a good thing. If you don't know what we mean by losing face, it basically means being embarrassed. And if you embarrass anybody in this part of the world, it's bad. It's really, really bad. I got plenty of videos on losing face. Filtho says, seems like a fine balance between showing interest in them while staying a bit aloof at first is the trick. Like catching a frightened soy dog. The nice girls. Yes. That's, I mean, I hate to use that analogy, but it's like finding someone that, doesn't really, that's unfamiliar with you, that doesn't know what you're about and that kind of thing. I couldn't read that, Mike. Sorry, you retracted it too quick. Now, I told you guys, some of you guys recently, soy dog is a street dog, Chris. MedTech says, is a foreign boyfriend a point of pride or embarrassment? I will ask my girlfriend too. I think many times it's a point of pride. The embarrassment comes when the relationship is over. That's in my that's my personal opinion, MedTech. It's a good question though. Very good question. And I've actually asked a few girls that, and it seems to it seems to boost their social standing a little bit. If you watch, you can even go over to here comes Ross. I can tell you my experience of dating Thai women. I avoided Thai girls too young. Oh yeah, you definitely want to date within your age bracket for sure. This stuff about being really, really old and want to date a young girl, it's not a good idea, especially over here, because these women, 20 to 27 ish, are very ambitious that I've met. They're very ambitious. They have their own goals. They're independent, and that's remarkable, to be honest. Prep for it says, hey, Jeremy, the 19 days I had in Pattaya in 2019 was better than all my years of single man here. I can respect that. But that was still a 19-day relationship. And I'm talking about like the long-term stuff, right? The long-term stuff. What's up, Prince? Good to see you, man. Big thank you to you. Mike says, "Do you do the 3-date rule still?" LOL. I haven't done the 3-day rule in a long, long time. Just because I make videos on these things, guys, don't mean I do them all, regularly, or that I even have done some of them. It just simply means that I haven't been around people that have experienced it, or been with people that have experienced these things. What's up, Asia Unscripted? He's having a good vacation in Mexico. Keep the pictures coming, bro. Max says, in your opinion, what's a good age bracket if Western man is 57? Look for the girl that's 40. Look for the girl, because these Thai girls, they're so beautiful. They don't age. It almost looks like they don't really age that much. So look in the late 30s, the early 40s, somewhere in that neighborhood. You would be surprised at how just unbelievably gorgeous Thai girls are in their older years. I mean, it's unbelievable. Eric says, "Is the place to meet nice women?" My Princess Nisa has been disrespected a few times by Thai people because they assumed she was working. Ross warned me. Gotcha. So Ross's rule is 15 years. Yep, good point. And that's something else. Let's see, Matt Tick says, Ross, I wasn't thinking nor communicating. I asked a question without prejudice. Yeah. Look, I'm not here to make a debate out of this. I'm here to make to tell stories and hear other people's stories. Okay. In what I've seen, I'm talking about no filters. I didn't. I'm talking about what's happened to me and what I see on the ground. This is what I see. I don't know. I'm in Bangkok, okay, and that has a different effect. Good point there, Anon. But that has an effect on the relationship that you may have too, because if you're in a village somewhere, okay, and you start to date a Thai girl, and you start to have a relationship, then you're automatically the boyfriend, okay? And many of the villagers may or may not, depending on how they view you, okay? And it could change. Let me give an example. Initially, they could view you as the foreigner that got lucky with one of the best girls in the village, that kind of thing. So, and jealousy and envy can plague your relationship for a while. But if you show them that you are legit and that you are truly, or that you truly care about the girl that you're with, and you're not just there to put on a show as a foreigner, their opinion may change. People's minds change all the time. Here in Bangkok, it's a little bit different. Oh, we have the first PayPal of the day. Thank you very, very much, guys. I appreciate it. If you don't know, we have a channel fund, and we are trying our best to get that channel fund rebuilt, because I just took a trip a few weeks ago, I took a trip to Krabi and Pattaya and drained our channel fund. And we're trying to get that bill back up. So thank you very much. I don't know if you want this name posted. I'll just say Mr. G. That is a $10. I'll cover your name up. That is a $10 PayPal. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. A little bit goes a long way, and I really, 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 really appreciate it. PayPal link's in the description, or one of my moderators can throw it up if you guys are interested in contributing. All right, let's see here. Filthos says, takes quite a while to prove you're not a butterfly too. That's a very good point, Filthos. Very, very, very good point. Very good point. It does take a long time to prove that. You guys should go to Sai's channel. My name is Sai. That's Adam's girlfriend, the holistic trainer. You should go to her channel and watch some of her videos on dating foreigners, on her opinion of dating foreigners, and then on what the people around her see dating foreigners. She makes some really good points, very interesting points, and some things that I had never thought about before. That's a pretty good source of information, and she is very, very easy on the eyes, so you won't have a problem watching the video. Ross says, JC, I offer my take as someone with a Thai woman for almost 20 years. I can offer what I've learned. Yeah, of course you can offer what you've learned, but yes, Ross, you are certainly allowed to offer your what you've learned over here. Absolutely. I'm just telling people what I've learned, and I'm sure somebody else will come on and say what they've learned. So yeah, of course, tell people what you've learned. Oh, Mac, that was from you. Thank you very much, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the PayPal. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate it. All channel contributions go to travel and go to fund the channel equipment that keeps this channel going. So that's why we have pretty good turnout, usually on the weekends in terms of PayPal. We try to set a goal of $100, and if we can meet that $100, then we have a great day here on DoMoreLife. Ross says, rule number 1, they want to know you are not going to be a short-time guy that wants to live here. That is a excellent point, and I agree with him 100% on that one. They have the most often question I'm asked by a Thai girl that may be interested in a relationship is, how long have you been in Thailand? And when do you plan to leave? Those are the 2 questions that I get asked more often than any other. So for me, the first answer is a little over 2.5 years, and I have no plans to leave, because I don't have any plans to leave at this point. Again, Ross is right. They usually want you to live here, not be a tourist. And that's true. That's very true. Now, you will find that if you are a tourist here, you can go, you'll find the women that are looking for tourists and looking for a week fling or a 1 month fling or whatever the case may be. You'll find those women too. But we're talking about the awesomeness of the relationship with the Thai girl. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's usually the first 2 questions. I agree, Ross. And personally, I told you guys about the girl that helped me find my camera. Well, I want to expand on that a little bit, because this is something that you generally would break your Western mindset. Okay, if you were in that Western mindset, that is this: if you go, let me just start over. I lost my camera, and I was in a convenience store trying to look back to find my camera. And this, I call her an angel. She Thai girl, my age. She steps over and says, "I'm sorry, would you like for me to translate for you?" Spoke perfect English. Turns out she'd been studying abroad and everything. So she translates English for me at the store. She talks to the police department when I file the loss report. She talks to the cab drivers that are trying to get the cab back up there to bring my camera back. Otherwise, we would have had no footage from the Krabi and Pattaya trips, and I would have been just absolutely ruined by that. But the level of effort she put into making sure I got my camera back, and she had just met, I never met this girl in my life ever. For 2 days, she made sure that everything was fine. So I told her, I said, the least I can do is take you out for a cup of coffee. Please let me buy you a cup of coffee. So I bought her a cup of coffee, and during that time, I learned that she was engaged to be married, and she should be married by now because she was going to get married that month. But she still was nice enough and kind enough to sit down and have that cup of coffee and say, "You're a really nice guy, and that's why I wanted to help you. I felt bad for you, and I understand what it's like to be in a country that you don't understand the language." You don't really find that too much across the way, and that's one thing that kind of turned my thinking just a little bit about Thai girls in general. Let's see. Max says if they want to leave with you, I guess there'd be some into that too. Yeah, that's true. Chris says, "Hellos, courting unto master chef. Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep." Definitely don't do that, guys. Don't do that, and do not tell a Thai girl you love her unless you absolutely mean it, because it is actually against the law. Ross says, despite the stereotype about girls looking for a Prince Charming to take them away, most want a man they can be proud to bring back and live in the village. Agreed. Prince says, I'm going to ask Nisa if she found her Prince Charming. Yeah, do that. Do that, Prince. That's awesome.
Ask Delta, my Oscar.
I don't know why this thing it speaks to me in military language, and I have no idea why. Ross says JC has a great video about what time women ask and what those questions are about. Yes, we do. Max said, but Ross, even if the expat has money and could give a very nice life in the U.S., you will find that most Thais want to stay in Thailand. The vast majority of Thais want to stay in Thailand. You go to the Philippines to get a girlfriend, they want you to take them wherever you're from. But it's totally different in Thailand. They, you may, and Ross is a perfect example of this. If he wants to share it, he can. But you take a Thai girl out of Thailand long enough, and eventually she's going to want to come back to Thailand. That's just kind of the way it works. They are, I don't know how to say it. They are very proud of their country, and they like to be around their family, and they like being home. Missing some comments here. Let me go back up. Anon says at Mac, they don't want to be that far away from their family. That's true. Ross says, my name is Prince. If not a Prince Charming, at least a Prince and a mensch of a guy. Mensch is Yiddish. I don't have no idea what that means. Rocco says, get long distance relationship out of your mind. Never going to happen. That's almost 100% correct. I know one Thai couple that has a long distance relationship. No, I know two. That has a long distance relationship that has worked out. But in general, you have a good point, Rocco. You have a very good point, because the waiting game gets old. The not being able to spend time with people gets old. It just gets old. And it'll get old for you too. I just don't really. I don't buy into long. Here's my philosophy on long-term relationships. This is my personal philosophy on long distance relationships. Okay, not long-term. I'm sorry. Long distance relationships. If you put enough time and enough distance between two people, eventually that connection will sever. That's my opinion. Let me give you an example. If you take a rope, okay, like a bungee cord, for example, and you put it between two trees and you tie it tight and you leave it there, eventually that bungee cord is going to snap. under the pressure of being pulled in two different directions. Eventually, it will. And I think of relationships as the same way. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my opinion. Prince says, Nisa has a friend talking to a guy in the UK. She's open to going to the UK, but really isn't just a bragging thing. I think she'd prefer that he moved to Burion. Yeah, I'm sure. Chris says, JC, can you talk a bit about how important a Thai woman's family is to her, which is greater than her feelings for her fraying husband? Well, you just said it. I don't think I really have to expand on that one because you nailed it, man. The Thai family is the most important thing to any Thai I've ever met. It's not like being in the West where you can talk a girl that you've met out of being loyal to their family and being loyal to you. It's just not going to happen here in Thailand. It's just not. The Thai girls are extremely loyal individuals. They'll be loyal to you, but they're not gonna. Their loyalty to their family is going to supersede the relationship eventually. Ross says that Mac, money will not make her as happy. My wife lived in the USA for 10 years. She hated being away from her family. See, I didn't want to share Ross's experience, but he did. I already knew that, and that's why I was hoping he would share that, because that money thing is not really everything. And for those of you guys, Ross, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, man. I really hope you don't mind me sharing this. But for those of you that are always worried about whether you have enough money, whether you have enough status to get a girl or whatever over here in Thailand, I think Ross will tell you that he was pretty much broke when he met his wife, and they're still together now, and this was a long time ago. I'll leave it at that. Filtho says, I love you. I keep in the back of my mind that a broken heart is basically a yeah, it pretty much is. I'm going to take down that comment, but just because YouTube. But yeah, it pretty much is, Filthos. It pretty much is. I agree with you. Thai Guy Rye says, don't tell an Asian woman a lie or exaggerate. They remember everything. That is so true. That is so true. Cannot lie to these girls. You cannot exaggerate with these girls. You cannot pretend to be somebody you're not, because they will see right through your BS in a second. And they are very good at it. And it's not something you would expect, but it happens. Max says, I would want a girl who'd be down with some part of the year in U.S. and part in Thai. I can support both. You could probably find those. That you could. That shouldn't be a deal breaker, Mac. That should not be a deal breaker at all. I say at all, but it shouldn't be a deal breaker for the vast majority of people, because the girl will understand you have priorities in the U.S. She has priorities in Thailand. So, yeah, that should work. Ross says, my friend in Texas has Thai wife 20 years younger and way out of his league. She spends 3 to 6 months each year back in Thailand. There you go. They always want to come back to Thailand, guys. Thai Guy Bryce says, my girlfriend has been in the UK 6 years now. Before this situation, we went back twice a year. And she has itchy feet, misses her family bad. I'm sure she does. Ross says, I did the long distance thing for 2 years. It's how I made her fall in love with me. So long distance things are possible, guys. Me personally, I don't think I could do it. Robert says, count me in that also if you have not about long distance working out. Yep. Count you in on that, Robert. That's true. People find a way to make it work. I'm just not one of those people. I'm just not. Long distance relationships are not my thing. Ross says if two people want to be together, they will do everything they can to be together. Time and distance or distractions and excuses to break up. Well, you can say they're distractions, and they're definitely distractions. Excuses, I wouldn't call it excuses. I would say more of a reason. Marriage can end in divorce, but family is forever. Yep. Feel free to tell my story. I told you the entire story. Feel free to share. Max Ross says the Mac only issue will be visas for her. If you're not married to her, it's not easy for Thais to get visas to the UK and USA. I'm just going to call you D. Do the Thai women understand American slang, language, and jokes, or do we have to speak bland with them? The vast majority are not going to understand unless she's been like on a study abroad, or unless she's a really good English speaker and has a lot of English speaking friends. Chances of her understanding the slang and jokes and that kind of thing are low. That's been my experience, and that's been my that's been my experience. Anon says, as an example, my girlfriend's mom just passed away, traveled all night from Cha'am to Sakau, stayed up 3 full nights running the funeral. Family is everything. That's right. That's right. Family is everything for the Thais. They are. Chris says, JC, did my PayPal contribution come through? I haven't seen it. Chris, there it is. Whoa, dude. Thank you, man. This is my contribution to you for December. Good info tonight, Chris C. Thank you very much, brother. So that's a $25 contribution. So now we're sitting on 35. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate that, brother. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. It had not shown up yet. I had to refresh my email to see it. So thanks for reminding me. Ross says, JC, if you met the right person, you would be surprised what you are willing to do. No, I agree. I agree with that 100%, Ross. I agree with that. I have been in long distance relationships before, like very long distance relationships, like different countries. And maybe she wasn't the right person. So maybe your point is completely 100% valid, Ross. I don't know. All I can tell you is I'm just speaking on my experience up until now. MedTech says, I asked that question. I will post if I receive a reply within the time frame of the live stream. You asked what question did you ask, MedTech? I'm going back up looking for your question. Hang on. You're talking about the first, I guess you're talking about the first question you asked, which is a foreign boyfriend a point of pride or embarrassment? I will ask my girlfriend too. Well, the answer really is it all depends. We were talking about the being in the village. If you're the foreign boyfriend in the village, you may be frowned upon for a certain period of time, and then you may be welcomed into the village, or you may be welcomed into the village right away by the elders. It depends on their impression of you. Some Thai elders are going to look at you as a foreigner, and you're always going to be just the foreigner. You're never going to have any real ties to anybody there. So, some of the elders will look at you as family. And I have heard and seen stuff like that happen before. I hope that was the question that you were asking. I'm not sure what any other questions that you ask. If I missed one, please let me know. Because I enjoy your questions. They're very good, and they're I would say intellectual questions, which I really appreciate. Ross says, Nico, I say even people from the UK do not get American slang. That's true. That's true. And vice versa most of the time. Andrew, what's up, man? Long distance have worked for me for the past 5 years, but I spent 3 months out of each year in Thailand. When we are away, we spend 2 or 3 times online video chat each day. That helps a lot. I agree with you, man. I agree. When it comes to long distance relationships, to each his own. That's what I say. To each their own. If you can find a way to make it work, and I know I used to believe, I used to be that person that believed that no matter what, if you were with somebody that you truly love, you would find a way to make it work. You would find a way to make it work. But in my case, this is just my case. I'm not talking about anybody else, just me. In my case, I found that the time and the distance, no matter how much I was able to keep in touch with them via phone, via line ID, you can't physically give them a hug. There is no physicality in the relationship, and I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about just holding hands, walking down the street, that kind of thing. Those are little things that mean a lot to me. So that's one reason I have so much of a problem with that. Not a problem with it. It's just not my thing. Let me put it to you that way. And yeah, Andrew, if you can get over here 2 or 3 times a year, then that's a really good thing. Thanks, Ross and Chris. I'm excited to come see the city, says Deco. Okay. Let's see. Okay, somebody sent me something on Gmail real quick. Hang on 1 second, guys. Oh, it's how to stop my. Thank you very much. How to stop my iPhone from speaking as you type. Thank you very much, sir. I will definitely do that. I will take a look at it. I'm not very technologically savvy at the moment. Let me just.
November. Tango.
Okay. Now back to the chat. Ross says Andrew Jones Line and Facebook Messenger have been amazing tools to keep long distance relationships going. I would imagine that's true. Andrew says that has helped a lot. Ross. Sean Dalton says, hi, Jeremy. What aspects of Thai culture do you need to be mindful of when dating a Thai woman? Well, that's a long list, Sean. That's a very, very, very long list. The main thing from my point of view is humility and respect. That's the number one. You are at the mercy of the face value of your partner and their family. And what I mean by that is don't do anything to cause the family to look bad or to cause the Thai girl to look bad in any way, form, or fashion. So humility and patience. Give yourself time to learn the Thai culture. And if you have a Thai woman, she will teach you Thai culture. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So don't I can't really get into. There's so many different aspects of Thai culture that you'll need. She might say to you, "I need to go to temple for 3 hours or 4 hours," and your answer is not, "No, you can't go to temple because we have plans." Your answer is, "Yes, babe, go right ahead. We'll scratch our plans and we'll do whatever we had planned another day," because temple is something very important to Thais. And if they need to go to temple, you let them go to temple. Mike says, thanks, Ross, to clarify. I would marry a quality Thai girl and be able to support quality life in both countries. Cool. Ross says, JC, you should expand on what you mean by village. Okay, so village is like Like if you go up north, or if you go to certain small towns, that kind of thing. When I say village, I don't literally mean like a village out in the middle of the jungle, although they can be those. I just mean like by the group, the entire family, right? And the surrounding members of that community. That's what I mean by village. Griffin says, my wife of many years, she is Thai, still does not understand American slang. I believe that. I believe that. The languages are so different. I understand. Ty Guy Bry is talking to Sean. He says her religion and her family are the two main things, I'd say. I agree. Spicy Kimchi One has the I want to go there to teach soon. I was there in 2007. Hope things haven't changed. I think that that craze has been around for a while. As far as I know, if you're coming to teach, I hope you're coming with a master's degree and everything else, because teaching over here is getting difficult. I'll go into that in a different episode. Merry Christmas to you too. Ross says, Mac, that was my dream for a while until I started enjoying being here more than being back in the USA. And that will happen. I enjoy being here more than I enjoy being back in America. That's true. Max says, sadly, from videos, tats way over the top and Thai ruins a lot of girls' looks, in my humble opinion. That's okay. I happen to like some of them, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's a personal opinion that you'll find. Many girls have them, many of them don't, but that's just is what it is. Matt Tech says, I wonder what percentile of guys meet their girl online. It never worked for me, but I respect those for whom digital meetings have successful. My girl online has been, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. So my personal rating has been 90% online. Because I've met about 10 Thai girls that I've had some type of relationship with, and 9 of them came from online. Max says, I'm open-minded, might very well come to the same conclusion. Yeah, stay open-minded. That's another good quality to have here in Thailand, especially when you're dealing with the Thai girl. Another thing I want to tell you guys real quick before I continue with the comments is that open mind thing is a really good piece to put in there. Open-mindedness and humility, because you may see a girl that is just super attractive, right? And you may think that there is no way in the world that you have a shot of getting this girl, to go on a date with you or whatever. That may be the case, but in Thailand, you can walk up to the girl, approach her in a sane, confident manner, and at least ask. And if you get rejected, it won't be like a slap in the face rejection. It'll be more of a, no, I'm sorry, I'm seeing somebody, or I don't think so, or something like that. It won't be a, ooh, get away from me kind of thing. I guess that could happen, but it would be very rare, in my opinion. Anon says, if you have a forced long distance relationship, you will become very familiar with the expression, no butterfly. Trust me on this. I will trust you on that. Ross says, Matt Tech, how many couples you meet at home who met online? Matt Tech says, I don't have a home, Ross. I live in a commercial building. Interesting. Mango said, "Hey, Mango." He says, "I think I got the best of both worlds. My wife is half Thai and Lao. She came to the U.S. when she was around 7 and speaks fluent Thai, Lao, which is a plus when we go visit." Yes, yes, it would be. Definitely would be. And that's another advantage to dating Thai girls. That's another advantage to that is like I found out a couple weeks, 2 weeks ago, that having a Thai girl with you, it like if you go out shopping or whatever, so much easier, so much easier. And then not only will she make sure you like the order and all that stuff's correct, she will then turn around to you and make sure. Well, this was in my case. She turned around to make sure I understood what she said and how to say it. I thought it was great. Our experience says, "Hey, JC in chat, hello. Are you back? Good to see you back, bud." Ross says, "Mango sticky rice that is known as a banana, yellow on the outside, white on the inside." Hey, how are you doing? I agree, temple is important. My girlfriend is Laotian. Yes, temple plays a big part in most of these Southeast Asian girls' lives. It really does. Filtho says she will teach you Thai culture. Up to you is first lesson. That's so true. That's so true. They say up to you. See, I've learned to the girl that I've been seeing on and off for a while. We've been hanging around a little bit, and I've learned to say up to you first so that she doesn't have the chance to drop the up to you on to me, for sure. Patty has a lot of beautiful temples too. Yes, they do. Harry, that's true. Very, very, very true. Chris says, "JC, you made nice videos covering the cultural insults foreigners can cause and may not be aware of things visiting Thailand, the things not to do in Thailand." Yeah. So those are for expats. Oh, we have another PayPal coming in. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Let me just recognize when PayPal's come in. I'm gonna again making a double contribution. Enjoy because tonight shows so much. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're getting something out of it, man. That's Mac again, and he's throwing in another $15. Thank you, thank you. I always say if we have 20 people in the chat and they each contribute $5, I've hit my goal every day. that's it. That's it. But thank you so much. We got 10. 25, 35, and 15 is 50. So we are halfway there today, guys. Halfway there, and I really genuinely appreciate it. Here comes another one. I'll get back to the comments in just a second. Don't worry. Mermaid fun. I love it. That's from Mango Sticky Rice right there. 485. I love it. 485. He sends weird numbers, but it's all good, buddy. Thank you. Let's see. Things not to do in Thailand. That's going to be another series. I hope you guys are enjoying the series that I'm putting out on these things not to do in Pattaya, and the series on living and working as an expat in Thailand. And then, I have the Krabi series that I put out. So I hope you guys are enjoying that, and I'm going to be putting out some more series as well, and some of that will have to do with just being a human being as an expat. What's up, Ben Newton? Thank you for joining the live stream. Good to see you. Ross says, "Village is not a small rice farm. The village we live in has around 15,000 people. Everyone knows everyone. My house is known as the Farang House. Anyone looking to make a delivery to my house can stop at any shop and get directions to my house. JC can tell you how hard my house is to find." Yes, I agree. And when I said community, that's what I meant. About you said 15,000 people. That's community. Hello. From Pattaya on the legendary soy 6. Ross says finding attractive women here is like fishing in a barrel. That's true. That is true. You know, or the have a shot if you're willing to pay. It's Ross goes on to say it's not about paying. It's really not unless you're in a place like Pattaya, or you're in the nightlife districts of Bangkok, or Phuket or something like that. Then it's really not about paying. It's really not. Prince says also what you might find attractive may not be considered attractive. Ties. That's very, very good point, Prince. Very good point. Ross says having Thai women with you will also save you money on shopping. Yes, it will. I'm 100% in agreement on that. Anon says my name is Prince. Very true. I don't think, for example, Sai, Adam's girlfriend, will be considered that attractive to Thais. Maybe not. I don't know, but I consider her to be very attractive. Our experiences, I met my girl online on Facebook. She replied to a comment on a picture I posted of me and Nick Dean. That's cool, man. Harry says, when shopping, a lot of time my girlfriend doesn't want the vendor see that she is with the Farang. She will say, you wait here before she goes to negotiate. I've had that happen before too. That's very, very, very much true and adequate statement there. Filto says, Met Tech says Thai girls want a guy to lead, hence up to you. That's true. That's true. I can't argue with that. That's true. Yeah, I agree with you. Filto says Met Tech, that's the positive side of it, but the dark side is more ominous. Interesting. Christy says, I have heard that Thai women prefer to have the men take the initiative, introducing themselves, and show leadership in relationships, the same expectations women have everywhere else. I think I can definitely say that's been my experience for sure. I don't know of too many women that want to be in a relationship with a guy that is too scared to introduce himself and show leadership in the relationship. Anon says, talking to Ross, so since your place is known as the Farang House, did you plant a guava tree? That's funny. It's great, man. Things are good. Getting ready for New Year's. Hopefully going to do a little bit of traveling around. That, I don't know. Ross says no guava trees, but lots of mango and coconut trees. He has a lot of trees. And he has a lot of trees. Our experience says when shopping with the Thai girl, my favorite phrase is, do I get the Thai price or I just let her pay? Thai price it is. Yeah. That's another thing too that you'll find the dual pricing kind of fades itself away. And if you guys hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, it's free to hit the thumbs up button, and I sure would appreciate the like. It helps the YouTube algorithm love me even more. Ross says, Anon, a lot of truth in that statement. Side, like my wife, was not looking for a Thai guy, both dressed and act in a way foreigners find attractive. Legitimate point there. Especially when shopping for her, are you experienced? Yes, agreed. Ben Newton says, I'm in Isan now. It's cold here. It was 63 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. I wish it was 63 degrees in Bangkok. That would be great. Roger has finally made his plans. Good for you, buddy. In country, January the 17th. Out of queue on February the 2nd. My man. So you will be able to get on with your life. Congratulations, Roger. I am so happy to hear that. And because I know you've been waiting for a while. I know you've been waiting for a long, long time. So good for you, bud. Good for you. Ross says, it been Newton Chronicles live. I was up north. He was up north last month. So cold I could see my breath in the morning. I love that. Thank you, Harry. Appreciate the thumbs up or the like. Roger McGee, hope to see you while here. Yeah, definitely. Definitely got to meet Roger. And says, I am in the DC suburbs. It's a balmy 30 degrees Fahrenheit. What I would love to step out one morning and just have a big coat on and pair of nice jeans and my boots and just breathe out and see cold breath in the air. Just that would be great. I miss home sometimes. Sorry, guys. Our experience says Maggie dreamed of growing up and meeting and marrying a Farang. How is Maggie doing? I haven't heard anything from her lately. Or I haven't seen her videos on any of the recommended stuff. Ben says, Ross, yeah, need a sweater. I can't wait to get to the beach again. Ross says, live always welcome at my resort by the ocean. Why can't you spell today, Ross? Are you talking into your phone? Christy says, Ross, I'm heartbroken that I will need to bring my winter coat just in case. Yeah, if you're going up north, you might want to pack a sweater or something like that. Roger says, thank you, JC. We will be there. Ross. Good. I'm super happy to hear that. MedTech says -2 degrees Celsius here. That's below freezing. That's cold. Our experience says she is doing well and pumping out content. Good. Ben says, for sure at Ross. Frank, there's a Frank in here, and he says, hit the thumbs up button, fellow DoMoreLifers. There you go. Robert N. Roger McGee, congratulations. Absolutely. Big congratulations to him. Harry says, even in Pattaya, we wear fleece pullovers these days, having morning coffee on our balcony because it's 30th floor, and with the ocean breeze, it's chilly. I imagine so. I live fairly high up in the air, but I don't go out on the balcony very much because here in Bangkok, there's just a lot of smog right now, which makes things a little bit weird and different. Let's see here. Hang on one second. One second, guys. I got an email here. It says, oh, that was just a reminder.
Papa.
God, I hate this thing.
In November Kilo.
Okay, there we go. Now, back to the normal proceeding or whatever. Our experience says, I could arrange a collaboration video meetup for you. That would be cool. I'd be down with that. I would totally be down with that. Sorry, guys. I gotta.
No, Tango, Delta, Echo, India, Tango.
I got a background conversation going on there. Yeah, that would work out. Our experience, although I'm not sure if I know she was on another channel that doesn't like me very much, and has done an interview there, so I don't know if she's got preconceived notions about me or not. But hey, she's welcome to come. No problem. Ross says in January it can be cold for about 1 to 2 hours just before sunrise. By 7:30, it's already warmed up. I agree with that. Question for the group. Anon has anybody know somebody who has done ASQ at the Center Point Salon? Good question, man. Ross is asking Roger, how long will you be in Thailand this trip? Retirement visa. Roger says, good for you, man. At least 1 year. Good. Max says, I'm in the DC suburbs too. JC, you'd get over missing 30 degrees pretty damn quick. I bet I would. Very quick. But I don't know. Something about just stepping foot back on American soil has been enticing me recently. I don't know. I have no idea why, because there's really no good reason to go to America, but other than to see my family. Yeah, but at least you got that 1 year visa, Roger. That's awesome, man. You be here for a year, and uh, that's good. That's good for so many reasons. Chris says, "Hey everyone, be sure to look east after sunset to see the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn." I heard about that. Closest point occurs on the 21st and can be seen all this month. I may have to break out the astronomy feature of my camera and see what I can do. Greg says, "Interesting to learn that Filipinas and Thais have such different feelings on where they want to be, home country versus USA." It's true. It is interesting. I agree, Greg, but it is also very, very true. Our experience says she doesn't and would not care about that. She's cool, cool. Okay, good. Yeah, set it up. I'm ready. Ross says, Greg, it may have something to do with the host country. It says a lot about Thailand. That's true. It's very true. Good point, Ross. Anon's talking to Mac. Says you'll get over the Mad Max scene on the Beltway after a quarter of snow. After a quarter inch of snow. I bet so. I bet so. I bet so. But these are some of the things, guys, that I wanted to go. I wanted to go over with. I wanted to talk about Thai girls, Thai women, just how nice the vast majority of them are, how incredibly easy it is to talk to them, especially if you're at a shopping mall or something like that. Super easy to talk to them. Super easy. Rarely will you find Thai girls that are around my age, which is to say 40 to 30 to 40, that are going to be disrespectful to you. Probably not going to happen, I wouldn't think. Yes, they deserve respect, and I hope they get it, because they will give you respect in return, and that's a big, big, big thing. It's a big thing with me anyway. Harry says, "Great topic today. Thank you, bud. I appreciate it. I came up with this topic at about, I guess it was 3:14 a.m. this morning when I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep. So I said, hey, this is what we're going to talk about, and put it out there. And that's it. It is what it is. So I would like to dedicate the end of I'm not done with the live stream. I just want to dedicate the end here of, we have about $54 today that we've acquired in contributions, which I'm super, super duper grateful for. And so the last half of the conversation will go for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes and see if we can't get that last $45 and make today a great day, because we're trying to get some money up for New Year's and New Year's travel in Thailand. I want to be able to go and do something for you guys, go shoot some content for you guys outside of the normal places. Chris C says, JC, how are your parents doing? My parents are good. My mother has had a stroke, but she's doing okay. That was several years ago. I was still living in America. My father's in great health. He's retired and living the dream right now. So my parents are wonderful. I tried to get my dad to come to Thailand, but he doesn't want to. He's an RV enthusiast, and he's got a big, dually Ford truck, and he pulls around a fifth wheel with it and that kind of thing. Chrissy says, will the Thai schools have a break later this month? They should have some type of break. Our experience says, the fascination for me is the beauty and the loyalty and the undying affection and love. Plus, they are pretty easygoing. Yes, equals do what you want to do. They are. The Thai girls are. This is one of those things that people don't catch right away, and that is the fact that the loving and caring and the sense of you being theirs and them being yours is it's really underrated, to be honest with you. It's underrated because men like myself that come from the West, we don't understand the value of that really, because very few people or very few women in the West these days, in my opinion, um, seem to be or just can't match the character of a Thai girl, and um, that's why I'm so glad to be here. You want steak, she not cry. You aren't having Thai food. That's true. Good afternoon, Bonji. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by, man. Wrapping it up here about the last 10 minutes, and we'll see if you guys have anything else you want to talk about. You want to go out, she comes with, or let you go. Just don't fool around. Yes, I agree. That is a big, 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 big. By the way, when you're dealing with Thai girls, do not fool around on Thai girls. Don't do it. Don't do it. They have Facebook groups set up to protect themselves from people that fool around. They have. I mean, you would be surprised. You would really, really, genuinely be surprised at just the kind of connections that they have. Ross says, I have learned to just let my wife order for me when we go out to eat. The menus are all in Thai with no pictures. She knows what I like. There you go. Perfect example. Chris C says, I am getting the sense that Thai women show appreciation for men's respect and kindness more than most Western women. In my opinion, that's a fair statement. Fair statement. And Ross agrees, and Robert's laughing. So, yeah. I think I think that's definitely a thing, and I think that it is, it's realistic to believe that in Thailand. In short, I am excited to be in a place where I can meet Thai girls, and I'm in Bangkok. There's unlimited chances to meet people here, and it's a great opportunity because it's an entirely different dating experience, in my opinion, than it is coming from the Western world, and also, in my opinion, it's a better quality dating experience usually. Again, I'm not talking about the nightlife scene or girls that participate in the nightlife entertainment. Although you can find some great girls there, I'm just saying in general. I'm not talking. I'm excluding those categories. Our experience says they post your picture in that Facebook group to see if you interact with other Thai ladies and what they have to say about you. That is true. That is true. Are you experienced? Very true. Chrissy says, so stay out of Pattaya when you are dating a Thai woman. Well, you can go to Pattaya, but you better take her with you. And you got to remember, let me stress this too. In places like Pattaya, there are Thai girls there that work in schools, that are teachers, that own their own businesses, that are perfectly fine for dating material. I mean, perfectly good women to date. So I wouldn't necessarily rule those women out. I would just make sure my filter was on high alert. That's to put it in a very weird way. But yes, I understand your point, Chris. 100% understand your point, and I appreciate you making it very much. So, I'm interested to see what Christmas is going to look like here in Thailand. Unfortunately, after work, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Ross says, Chrissy, not every girl in Pattaya is a physical trainer, even part-time trainer. That's true. That's true. Prince says, well, right now, Pattaya girls are back home working regular jobs. That's true. But I was there not long ago, and I saw a lot more girls than I did when I went to shoot the content there. So I think some of them are coming back. And I think as Thailand starts to open the borders again, we'll get into this maybe tomorrow or something. But I think as Thailand starts to open the borders, there's going to be more. There'll be more tourists, so there'll be more girls. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Our experience says regular Thai ladies don't mind going to beer bars or go-go's they need Farang to get in and are interested on what happens inside. That's actually a good point. Actually, when I was touring around with another YouTuber here we were in Thailand, and we would go. And this was back when I was learning about Pathy and Walking Street and all those places. And so we would take some of his friends that were girls that were working in the entertainment industry there to other places, and it was funny. Most of them knew the other people, like most of the girls knew the other girls that were working at different places. So it was interesting to say the least. I will definitely say that. And let me check my email. Okay. Nothing there. So Ross says when ASQ is gone, things will start quickly as those who did not lose their job will be itching to get out and spend some cash. Absolutely, 100%. Greg says, I won't name the channel, but the gentleman who owns the resort in Petchenbury has some good insights on where the Farang fits on the ladder with respect to family money, etc. Cool. Chris says, yes, he does. Interesting. Very interesting. Richard Bray. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay. It took me a minute. It took me a minute. But yeah, those are all good things. And, just don't sell yourself short, guys, on, yeah, I got it, Chris. Don't sell yourself short on the advantage of dating a Thai girl. Roger says, I figure an ASQ will end a few days after I get out. That would be terrible, man. Ross says, Greg, I listened to that video. He was off on a few points, but he comes from a bar background. Yeah, I met him. Our experience, I met him, and seems like a nice guy. I mean, I've had one conversation with him, but seems like a nice guy. Roger McGee, that's usually the way it seems to happen. Robert says, that's good. That's good. So, any last minute contributions? Very much appreciated. If not, I very much appreciate the conversation that we've had today. I want to thank you guys for coming in and being a part of the conversation. I hope that there was some good info in here and that some people learned some things. And if you have comments, leave them in the comment section below this video. If you have questions, also leave those in the comments section below. Always remember the channel fund is here to help the channel grow. It doesn't pay my rent or I buy food with it or anything like that. It is 100% for the growth of the channel. And it's necessary. Chris says, I enjoyed this evening with all of you. Good, Chris. We enjoyed having everybody, and I enjoyed having everybody for sure. Rocco says, this has been interesting. Good. I'm glad, because this is the kind of live stream I like to have where, we have 30 to 50 people in the stream at one time, and everybody's able to answer or ask their questions, and most get answers. And I think people like Ross and other people in here that come on that have experience share that experience with the community. It's always a good thing, always positive. And we try to keep it upbeat around here, and we try to keep it informational. If you haven't considered becoming a channel member, you can also do that by hitting the join button below. And I'm going to put out I'm going to start putting back out suggested content for channel members, so the channel members can start deciding what content we talk about on live streams, and also some of the content, the video content I've been putting out. I've been putting out almost a video a day in December, and the reason for that is I'm trying to make up for the loss of revenue in November. So don't expect this to continue in January. In January, I'll probably put out 2 videos a week and then have 2 live streams at some point. And they may not always be on Saturday and Sunday. I'll try to keep the Saturday live stream because that's when most people come, or that's when most people know we're having it. I'll be changing my channel banner soon. Probably going to go from a travel channel to a lifestyle channel. And the reason for that is not that I'm not going to be traveling, because I totally am, but I'm going to rank it under a different category for the purposes of YouTube, for the purposes of them recommending my content. Nothing about the channel is going to change. It's just that working a full-time job over here, I really don't get to travel as much as I want to. So having a channel that is under the category of travel and events doesn't make a lot of sense. It would make much more sense for me to put it under lifestyle. But the travel videos will still be there, no worries. Chris says, also like to your info about teaching. Thank you very much, Chris. I will get more into teaching as that time comes around. Mac says, thanks for an entertaining broadcast, JC. You're more than welcome. And thank you for your contributions, Mac. I really, 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 really genuinely appreciate those. Filto says, I've actually been having a challenge keeping up with your content this month, blowing me away. Good. Thank you, Filtos. And I hope that the YouTube shorts that I'm putting out that are, less than a minute long, I hope they're somewhat valuable. I try to make them somewhat valuable. Sometimes I just make them funny. I don't, it is what it is. But it's something to let you guys know that I'm still around and kicking, and there's no real issue or whatever. Yep. Thanks to Ross. He always provides some good, solid information in here, and I'm glad he's my friend, and I'm glad that he brings stuff to the table. By the way, he has a channel too. You can go check it out. It's called Ross and Rayon, and feel free to go over there and ask him questions, comments, anything else. Ross, by the way, when you get a chance, the retirement video that's on this channel, can you run through the comments? I would greatly appreciate it. There's been a lot of comments on that video this week. With all that being said, it's coming up on an hour and a half. We got about 7 minutes. Maybe I'll go 7 more minutes. Chris says, JC, I have a recommendation for your photography equipment. Use a polarized lens filter to get more color saturated pictures and videos. Big upgrade in quality. I used to use CPLs, but I shoot in a log profile. I don't want the saturation and the colors because pretty much every picture I take, I color grade. So shooting with a CPL is not, unless I'm shooting over water or very reflective surfaces, because the CPL filters will take the reflective surfaces out of the image if I don't want them there. The only catch with that is you have to take the picture at a 90-degree angle from the sun, so kind of changes your concept on what the shot may look like. Okay, with the baht below 30 right now, Thailand is a bit more expensive. Yes, it is. I heard that it had just went down to 29. And it is a bit more expensive, and that's why I just try to bring in the American dollars through PayPal and through AdSense. So all I can tell you guys, if you really enjoy this content or any other content that's on the channel, share it. Just share it. Share it. Sharing content is the way the channel grows. Period. And because it's coming from your own personal recommendation. So if you know somebody that needs to see a video, then share just the video with them. Or if you see a good video that has overall good points, good message, that kind of thing, it's clean, it's not going to make you look bad if you share it on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever. Share it. Share the video. I would appreciate it very, very much. And so would you guys, because the more the channel grows, the better the quality of the equipment I'm going to have to give to you. Like right now, the audio is not good on this channel. Right now, I want to have good quality audio when I live stream, and the only way I can do that is through the channel fund. Filto says they also went on the U.S. watch list for currency manipulation. Yeah, I heard about that. I better not leave that comment up there. You got a point, Filthos, but I don't want to leave that up there. Just in case. Just in case. No hard feelings, as always, my friend. On your way out, feel free to drop a dime in the PayPal bucket or hit the like button. Everybody can hit the like button on their way out, and it doesn't cost you a thing. I would greatly appreciate that. So, Thai girls are fascinating. I think we have covered that. We covered the long distance relationship aspect of why Thai girls are fascinating, and why they're just so attractive. And it's not just physical attractiveness; it's also the mental game, and not the mental game, but the mentality, their character, that makes them so attractive to me. And I really, really, really enjoy meeting new Thai girls. So I hope you do the same when you find your way to Thailand. Congratulations again, Roger. I'm glad you finally got it all worked out. All right, Experience, it was good to see you in here, bro. Thanks to Robert and everybody, Roger, and all my moderators. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. I don't know why Ross is not a moderator, so let me make him a moderator real quick. Okay, now he has a wrench. And that should bring us to the close of the live chat. So, whatever you do today, guys, I love you, and I hope you have an exquisite day, a beautiful evening, or a good night's sleep, or just a great day if you're in this part of the world. Whatever you do, find a way to do more life. I will see you guys tomorrow about the same time. We'll have a different topic. I don't know what it will be. Later, guys.